Good afternoon and welcome to this important news bulletin. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program on this, one of 3 channels that are available for the entire United States. Someone should really do something about that. I mean, anything more than 10 channels would really dilute the content. But I digress. I'm Dole Burr.
And I'm Breaking News. Today is Monday the 3rd of May, 1948. We are awaiting the Supreme Court's decision in the U.S. versus Paramount Pictures case. In this legal battle, the debate is over whether the 5 major motion picture studios are allowed to continue to control the entire film industry, or if their dominance of the medium is monopolistic and illegal.
The proponents of the case, in addition to the U.S. Justice Department, also involve independent movie producers, including the beloved Walt Disney, the venerable Charlie Chaplin, David Selznick, Mary Pickford, and Mr. Orson Welles.
The opponents comprising the Big Five covers Paramount Pictures, 20th Century Fox, MGM, RKO Pictures, and Warner Brothers. They, in addition to the Little Three, Universal Studios, Columbia Pictures, and to a lesser extent, United Artists, have been accused of block booking films and preventing smaller studios and producers from obtaining a foothold in the film industry.
If the Supreme Court decides against the existing structure, it will be a major step towards the expansion of democracy by allowing more voices to be part of the decision-making process, instead of what it is now, just a few in control of what the public is allowed to hear.
The case is significant in regards to setting a precedent in future antitrust issues. There has been plenty of confusion about what antitrust really means. So we have an antitrust expert here to explain it for us.
Yeah.
Fake news. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Bray. It is a pleasure to be sure. Let's jump right into this, folks. I'm here to bring you the cold, hard facts. There's a lot of things in this world that can't be trusted, and I'm here to tell you what they are. First of all, I don't trust the government. Remember Waco? You will. Well, I'll tell you what else. I don't trust sushi that you can buy at a gas station. Public salmon cannot be trusted, people, and I repeat, cannot be trusted. I also don't trust those E-Trade commercials with those little babies. Like, I'm supposed to believe that little kid is gonna take good care of my stock portfolio. I do not buy it, and I do not trust it.
I'm sorry, Miss Canoes, what are you doing?
Well, I believe I'm doing what I was paid $50 for in the parking lot to do, and that is to explain antitrust.
That's not what we had in mind when we asked for an antitrust expert. I'm not really sure what it is that you're trying to do.
Well, I believe I see the issue here. I'm going to take another attempt at this.
If you're sure, please go ahead and explain antitrust to us.
Well, here we go. Here is the real scoop on antitrust. First of all, Aunt Jemima. Now that is an aunt that this little lady trusts, okay? Secondly, Ant-Man. He is tiny, but he is consistent, and he will get the job done on time. Next up, ants on a log. That is a food trusted by stressed out mothers everywhere, and let me tell you, it delivers.
Wow. 0 for 2. This is still not what antitrust means.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm not certain how she got through our interview screener. Lesson learned.
We understand that the decision is about to be announced. We go live to Washington, D.C., where our reporter, Justin Thime, is on the scene.
Hello. Thank you, Bray and Dole. I'm here at the steps of the Supreme Court, and the crowd is anxiously awaiting the announcement. The belief here among the public is that the status quo will remain, and the Big Five studios will go about their business as usual after this case. That has caused some unease for those that are fans of democracy. Okay, hold on. Someone is yelling at the top of the steps, and the Supreme Court has decided 7-1 in favor of the government. Well, how do you do?
Big news indeed, Justin. Perhaps you could grab someone for an interview to tell us their thoughts.
Of course. Here is someone now. Pardon me, can I get your name?
Yes, my name is Ethel Informed.
Misinformed, what are your thoughts on this momentous occasion?
Well, this is huge. Studios can now no longer block book films, and blind buying is going to be outlawed.
Blind buying.
Yeah, blind buying is a practice in which studios didn't allow theaters to see films before deciding whether they wanted to buy it. They would have to buy it blindly, ergo, blind buying.
Of course, an administration board will need to be created to enforce the requirement and conditions. Wonderful information, Misinformed. Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Justin. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back to you shortly. We now go to a new antitrust expert, not the one that visited us earlier.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Hello, folks. Me again. Truthishly, I believe I have the right answers this time, and I'm ready to earn my $50. Let's have a serious conversation about the relationship between the U.S. government's antitrust laws and the major film studios.
Hadn't President Franklin Roosevelt struck a deal with the film studios many years ago?
Yes, I believe that was the National Industrial Recovery Act of 1928, 2 decades ago. It was in the wake of major film studios being found guilty of violating antitrust laws. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Oh, well, it certainly does. And when did the government do an about-face?
In 1938, the government decided to proceed with the lawsuit, and the trial began in 1940. After the Society of Independent Motion Picture Producers was formed by the leading independent film studios, cause for a court case gained more steam. And now, here we are. It's been a long road, Dole, Bray, and it keeps getting longer.
Indeed. My, that was quite enlightening and informing. Thank you, Faye. Our reporter is still on the scene at the Supreme Court. Justin, what are the implications of this decision?
Frankly, this allows smaller studios increased access for prosperity. It limits the possibility of monopolies. It is definitely a win for the little guys. I still have Misinformed here, and she wants to share as well.
What we have going forward will be vertical disintegration for the big 5 studios and should make the movie industry more competitive. But I'm just a seamstress, so what do I know?
Apparently more than most. Back to you.
Well, seeing as how democracy has been expanded based on the Supreme Court's decision, we will return you to your regularly scheduled program, Mumford & Son. What a wonderful show. I, Dole Burr, love Mumford & Son. For all of us at this news station, partly owned by Disney, we wish you a magical rest of the day.